Can you believe 2024 is almost over? It feels like the year flew by in a blink. But one thing that didn't pass us by? The amazing lineup of cozy and farming games we've had this year. Today, we're sharing our top picks for cozy and farming games launched this 2024. A mix of both full releases and early access gems we've covered here on this channel. And honestly, some of these early access games are so good, they've set the bar higher than ever. Let's start with Luma Island. The game just released this November and is already one of our favorite casual cozy games. In this game, you arrive on the island in an old caravan with an ancient prophecy slowly unraveling as you explore. My favorite part is you can shape your experience however you like. You can choose from different professions like farming, mining, or treasure hunting, and level up in skills that suit your style. There's no stamina bar, time, or inventory limits, so you can keep going as long as you want without feeling rushed. Although some tasks can be slow and repetitive, the freedom to set your own goals is what makes it fun for me. What makes Luma Island special is how stress-free it feels. There's no pressure to follow strict rules, so you can play at your own pace, which makes it a pretty casual game for me. This also means that unfortunately, we shouldn't expect any deep storyline or any complex mechanics as we go further in the game. And personally, I'm pretty fond of social mechanics in games like these, regardless if they're platonic or romantic. It's the cast or the people that gets me pretty invested in the game. Unfortunately, this game does not have that. But whether you're customizing your farm or teaming up with friends in co-op mode, the game is definitely full of small, enjoyable moments. That, I think, is still worth exploring, especially if you're more into casual gaming. Moving on to number 9, we have Little Known Galaxy. A cozy and adventurous game where you play as a new captain in training for the Space Alliance. Your journey begins with a mysterious mission on the Grey Planet and expands across unique worlds, each with its own challenges. The story shines with a refreshing sense of purpose, and your interactions with the diverse crew members make the gameplay even more engaging. The gameplay mixes farming, crafting, and space exploration in a way that feels familiar yet new. You can grow crops on your ship, craft tools and decorations, and explore planets to gather resources and encounter alien life forms. Although the early game can feel a bit tricky due to limited energy, you'll quickly adapt as you progress. One unique feature is collecting microbes for crafting, selling, or displaying in a museum, but one of my personal favorites would be the personalization. You can decorate your ship's living quarters, deck, and even its outer hull to reflect your gameplay style, whether practical or purely aesthetic. And there are also plenty of ways to personalize your character with hairstyles, color palettes, and accessories. Another favorite of mine is the social mechanics of the game. Your relationships with crew members grow through conversations, gift-giving, and shared missions. The crew feels dynamic as they interact with each other and share updates with you as the story unfolds. For those who love romance in games, you can date and even marry one of 10 unique characters, whether they're human, alien, or even a clone. Paired with its colorful visuals, cozy art style, and soothing soundtrack, Little Known Galaxy is a charming blend of farming, crafting, and exploration that's perfect for players who enjoy space adventures. Then at number 8, we have Harvest Moon Home Sweet Home. A cozy farming and life simulation game that focuses on building relationships in a charming small-town setting. While it's simpler than Harvest Moon The Winds of Anthos in terms of gameplay, its emphasis on connection and routine might appeal to players who enjoy the heartwarming, day-to-day aspects of farming life. Your main goal revolves around getting to know the townsfolk and becoming part of their lives. But unlike Winds of Anthos, which prioritized exploring vast landscapes, this game keeps you grounded in one town. That said, the conversations with characters feel more meaningful here, with dialogue changing often, making interactions feel fresh and personal. The gameplay is simpler and less overwhelming than some farming sims. Farming involves planting crops and rotating them to improve soil quality, which is a straightforward but satisfying system, as this small but thoughtful mechanic adds a layer of realism without overcomplicating things. You'll raise familiar farm animals like cows and chickens, though wild animal taming isn't part of this game. As someone who enjoyed Winds of Anthos, my favorite part is that you don't need to stress about stamina running out while walking, which makes the experience more relaxing. If you're looking for a game with a focus on building relationships and enjoying the small joys of farm life, Harvest Moon Home Sweet Home might be a perfect addition to your library. As a mobile game, it's also budget-friendly compared to consoles, making it a good choice if you're new to the series or just want a laid-back game to play in your free time. At number 7 is Mirthwood, a medieval fantasy game where you decide how to live your life in a vast, emotionally charged and beautifully crafted world. In this game, you can settle down as a farmer, raise animals, and sell your goods, or gear up as a warrior to face bandits and werewolves. The choice is yours. One thing to note though is that the game's story is filled with tension and purpose, which might not be everyone's cup of tea. It does, however, give you a clear goal while still allowing room for you to explore at your own pace. You'll gather materials, cook meals, and design your space while managing hunger and morality systems that impact your reputation in town. Exploration can be intimidating at first, but the variety of biomes and challenges keeps it pretty engaging for me. The combat in the game lets you choose between swords and bows, and is pretty fast-paced. To be honest, this is the one thing I'm having trouble with the most, and I think it leans more on the player's skill to be fully transparent, but if I can survive it, I'm sure you can too. The game doesn't hold your hand, so try your best to pay attention to the dialogue and hints. But it's definitely rewarding to figure things out on your own. One unique feature is how villager interactions go beyond simple gift giving. It requires thoughtful conversations to connect with them. And I like how your reputation influences how they respond to you and your actions. If you enjoy games where you can either unwind and build a peaceful life, or dive into thrilling adventures, Mirthwood offers a rich open-world experience with plenty of choices. Its immersive world, engaging mechanics, and blend of light and dark moments make it a unique addition to the life sim and fantasy genres. Then we have Sunnyside at number 6. It's a fresh take on the farming sim genre. It mixes the cozy vibe of classic games like Stardew Valley with modern technology and a dash of RPG mechanics. Set in a small Japanese countryside town, you start with a blank canvas, a piece of land and a few basic tools, and build your dream farm from the ground up. From texting friends and ordering seeds through your in-game phone, to using drones for farm tasks. This game adds a modern twist to the traditional farming formula. The story unfolds naturally as you farm, build relationships, and explore the town's deep history and charm. What I think sets Sunnyside apart is its emphasis on relationships and daily life. The townsfolk are unique, each with their own routines and personalities. You can text, hang out, and even write poetry or fly drones with friends, which adds variety to how you connect with them. Romance options are tied to character stories and preferences, adding depth but also requiring some planning. But if that sounds too restrictive for you, the game lets you customize your gameplay from unlocking all cooking recipes to changing gender preferences. You can play the game how you want it to. My favorite part of the game will be the farmer's market that you can fully participate in, and it just brings the community to life for me. Visually, Sunnyside is vibrant, and I love the colorful Japanese landscape. It feels pretty immersive, and is probably one of the many reasons I enjoyed playing the game. The character design was initially a miss for me because it felt a bit clunky for a lack of a better term, but I did grow accustomed to it, so it didn't bother me anymore. However, the game does still have its rough edges, with occasional lag which is prevalent in lower spec devices. A demo is available for you to check if the game resonates with you or your device. That said, I still think that Sunnyside, with its mix of deep farming mechanics, rich storytelling, and modern conveniences, makes it a standout in the genre. At number 5, Echoes of the Plum Grove is a farming and life sim with a strong focus on time, family, and legacy. You play as a shipwreck survivor, starting a new life in the quaint yet slightly mysterious town of Honeywood, set in a world inspired by 1700s Massachusetts. From tending to your farm to forging connections with the townsfolk, the game encourages you to take life one step at a time. What stands out for me is its generational aspect, where you can build a family, raise children, and watch them inherit your farm after your character inevitably ages and passes away. While it's a sobering concept, it's handled gracefully, reminding players of life's ebb and flow in a gentle, meaningful way. The gameplay is pretty flexible, and it lets you adjust difficulty settings to suit your mood, whether you want a relaxed experience or a more challenging journey. Honeywood's villagers live their own lives, hosting events like weddings and offering quests, though their personalities can sometimes feel underdeveloped. Survival elements, like managing hunger and fatigue, add a bit of realism, but they're optional if you'd prefer to keep things cozy. The art style is lovely in my opinion, as it resembles a charming pop-up storybook with 2D characters in a semi-3D world. Even with all the death and survival elements, I still believe that Echoes of the Plum Grove offers a wholesome and heartwarming experience for fans of farming sims. It's perfect for players who enjoy games like Story of Seasons or Stardew Valley, but want a touch of something new, like its focus on legacy and generational gameplay. If you're enjoying the list so far, hit that like button. It's a small click that makes a big difference for the channel. Then at number 4 is Fabledom, a cozy city-building game that drops you into a magical fairy tale world filled with giants, witches, and even flying pigs. I know this is a totally different genre, but hear me out. Right from the start, a funny narrator helps guide you as you work toward creating a thriving kingdom. The story has a lighthearted vibe, and your decisions shape how it unfolds. The gameplay is all about gathering resources, building up your kingdom, and keeping your citizens happy. There's a mix of fun and quirky random quests to keep things interesting, and trading with other kingdoms adds an extra layer of strategy. Whether you're expanding your territory, managing resources, or preparing for simple battles, there's always something to keep you busy. It's easy to get hooked on the just one more task feeling. One of the standout features for me is the relationship system. You can court and find your queen or king, and what I love is that these relationships are more than just side activities. They're woven into the game. Each royal has their own personality and storyline, which makes forming alliances and strengthening bonds with other kingdoms really enjoyable for me. The visuals are super cute, and the magical soundtrack creates a laid-back vibe that's perfect for unwinding. You can even personalize homes in small ways, like adding a beehive or shop, making your kingdom feel unique. And don't worry, a lot of the managing resources falls under farming. The charm and creativity of Fabledom make it a fun, relaxing game to sink into. Perfect if you love building, exploring, and a sprinkle of romance. And our number 3 is Chef RPG. If you enjoy games with a mix of Stardew Valley, Overcooked, and Cooking Mama, this game offers a flavorful blend of cooking-focused challenges, restaurant management, and life simulation. In the charming town of White Ash Harbor, you play as a skilled chef who inherits a rundown restaurant, Le Sequoia. Your goal? To restore its former glory while helping the town thrive. Along the way, you'll meet quirky locals, uncover their stories, and make the town feel like home. Chef RPG is managing your restaurant. You'll plan menus, gather fresh ingredients, and cook up delicious meals through fun minigames. These minigames are engaging and can get a bit overwhelming at first, but as you play through the game, you'll get used to it, at least in my experience. And I just love how the freedom to design your restaurant and menus takes every player's gameplay experience personal and unique. Every dish you prepare earns you money to upgrade your restaurant and expand your offerings. The world is rich with activities where you can explore the wild for rare ingredients, fish, hunt, and farm to stock up your pantry, and complete quests to earn rewards and unlock new recipes. The pixel art and stylistic design of the world and architecture are vibrant and inviting, and it just looks so stunning. However, I felt that the character portraits look a bit too stylized for me at the start, but honestly, they will grow on you as you go through the game. And I love just how multifaceted the characters are. While the game is still in early access, it's already packed with a lot of content. If you're willing to join the ride early, you'll find plenty to enjoy, and the promise of even more to come. So, if you've ever dreamed of running your own restaurant or want a new twist on farming life sims, Chef RPG is one to savor. Moving on at number 2 is a game that blends the best bits of cozy farming sims, Pokemon-style creature collecting, and a dash of adventure. Ova Magica brings it all together in a charming, approachable way that feels like home. You'll manage a farm, bond with the townsfolk, and care for blobs, adorable creatures that are more than just pets. Blobs play a central role, helping you in battles and farming tasks. And my favorite part is that you can even crossbreed them to create new types and stronger skills. I really enjoyed exploring the blob worlds with its different biomes and challenging puzzles. There's also fishing, cooking, crafting, and fun festivals to keep the gameplay pretty fresh. Each festival has different minigames and I'm all for it. Another favorite of mine is the stories of each townspeople. They all have these distinct personalities which makes Clovertown much more lived in and immersive. Visually, Ova Magica is charming and colorful, with a style that feels nostalgic like older GameCube games. It may not be for everyone, but to me, it hits close to home. And it's just so adorable to me. On the gameplay side, there are convenient quality of life features like magical storage boxes scattered around the map, allowing you to focus on the fun without worrying about inventory management. And though it's still in early access, Ova Magica already feels polished and optimized compared to other games at this stage. Overall, it's a charming game with a lot of heart, perfect for fans of life sims and creature collecting. And our top game for the year is, not surprisingly, Fields of Mystria. In this game, you arrive in a small earthquake-stricken town ready to help rebuild and uncover its secrets. You'll start on a neglected farm, and gradually make it your own while assisting the townsfolk with revitalizing their community. As you explore the old mines and surrounding wilderness, you'll stumble upon a deeper mystery tied to a dragon statue near your home. And what makes it stand out from other farming sims, in my opinion, is that this game emphasizes community in every aspect. Villagers interact in dynamic ways that feel alive. They comment on your achievements, current events, seasons, and even have their own weekly routines, like playing cards or RPG games at the inn. You'll also find refreshing quality of life features like no time limits on requests and items that stay put if you drop them. Fields of Mystria embraces a retro pixel art style inspired by classic 90s games like Sailor Moon, and the world is just so vibrant and alive, changing with the seasons as flowers bloom and villagers switch outfits. If you enjoy Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing, or Wildflowers, you'll feel right at home here. But Fields of Mystria isn't just another imitation. It's a love letter to cozy gaming with thoughtful details and a story that pulls you in. It's still in early access, which means it's only going to get better. But even now, it's a polished gem that definitely sets a new standard for the genre. And that's it. What do you think of our list? If you're interested in any of the games we mentioned, we have a more in-depth review on this channel that you can check out right here.